My name's Dominic, and I am here for our Friday marketing uh, segment in the program called Why It's Important. Hello, this is Sherif Youssef, our marketing god.
My God, thank
He's
you.
elevated.
Oh my God, thank you, man. How are you?
Episode number, let's see, 3,462.
Yeah, almost.
How are you doing,
Yeah,
Sherif?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you doing, especially with all the snow craziness?
Yeah, it's crazy. People are saying, "Are you staying safe and sane?" I'm like, "I'm safe, sane, no."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's so many things, right, happening, and they can all contribute to making us go nuts. Like the COVID thing, the snow and the cold, and so many things happening.
This is, I guess, maybe we could say God is challenging the humans,
Yeah.
making us stronger.
Yes.
Yeah. So, anyway, we are here. Sharif is here. You're up in Toronto, freezing. You've got what, couple feet of snow?
Yes, we do. We got like a couple of feet of snow over the last 3, 4 days, and it was still coming down till this morning. So I hope it stopped now.
Good luck.
Thank
And
you.
you said you hurt your shoulder from shoveling, huh, or something.
Yes, very bad thing that I did. I already had my shoulder was not very well, and then doing something with my dog, and then after that, yesterday there was shoveling, and I had to do it on my own. So that was a bad idea.
I know. Let's
That's
blame it
all
on
I can say.
Blame it on
We're
the
getting
dog.
old.
That's the way to do it. It's the dog's.
Yeah, it's a dog's fault.
That's right. Got to find somebody. I always told my kids, I
Yeah,
said, the youngest person in the room gets the blame. And
exactly.
my daughter's like, that's not fair. I'm always the youngest person in the room. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, let's tell. Why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are, and I'll tell them a little bit of who I am. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. I am a marketing consultant. I do marketing consulting for small business and professional services, and I've been doing this for about 4 years now. Before that, it's been all marketing throughout my 30-year career, and it's been great. I learned a lot from with large organizations. There were smaller organizations, but I mean, it all helped shape my marketing experience, and I'm really grateful for that. Right now, I do, like I said, marketing consulting, and I also teach marketing in one of Toronto's private colleges. And I do have an offering on the Self Achievement Network Marketplace, and the offering is a marketing assessment that I offer to anybody who's interested, and it's for a very reasonable price, whereby I will sit virtually sit with the business owner or the marketing person for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, collect some information, and then the outcome will be me coming back to them with a marketing plan that will take them maybe for 6 months or a year. It depends on what we agree on, basically.
Hmm.
And I also offer a follow up within the first 3 months of implementation.
Awesome. Wow, that's great. So if any, I will post those links so they can go. If somebody's interested, they can go there and boom, you can purchase um, an assessment and a plan of action, which I think is really
Yes,
cool.
that is
That's great.
correct.
Well, I'm the author of a program called Life Plan. I used to do a lot of training and facilitation in the personal development and also professional development area. And I've got a book that's called Manager Hacker. I kind of reverse engineered the book so that people can, if they have a tough manager, they can kind of, yeah, take a look at that. And so anyway, okay, so our topic today is what is it going to tell us?
It's going to be about creative message strategy, um, and it may be a little specialized. I understand that maybe it's a little too detailed, but it is important, and that's why we put it in the why it's important weekly. But it's all in the message, and marketing is all about communication. So the message is really important, and by finding that right message and finding the right person at the right time and everything. But the communication is between you as a company and your customer, and it's crucial. So you need to have a well thought message strategy, and the the message that is delivered by marketing communications is considered as a promise. It is your promise, a promise that motivates someone to buy.
Hmm.
So that promise, that message, it needs to be compelling, it needs to be engaging, it needs to be encouraging, and for that customer, for that consumer to actually take an action, because the action you want them to take is to actually go and make a purchase. So the weight that marketers put on the message is huge,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah. So creative message strategy. So it's taking the time to sit down in advance before anything's ever published to think about what message we want the business owner, whatever the business,
Deliver to the consumer. Yeah,
to do that, and the action that we want them to take.
exactly. Because this is the end goal. Typically, this is the end goal. You want that person to take an action. So how do you want them to take an action? So they need to know, first of all, they need to know about your offering, your product, your service, your brand, and you need to entice them to actually take that action. Oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna go now and buy this. So that's why it's very important, and marketers put a lot of weight, a lot of emphasis on that message. It can, it can make up a hell of a big of a difference at the end. I mean, you can have all the planning done and the strategy and everything done for the product, and then the message wouldn't be that compelling, that engaging. That type of message that would actually, you know, take you off your chair and to make you take an action. But yeah, that's why they focus a lot. We focus a lot on that message. It has to be. You remember we spoke about the call to action so many times,
Right.
and call to action is part of that, and it has to be very strong. That has to be really, really pushing, making that person, okay, yeah, I've got to go now. I have to go now, because
Hmm.
again, if you are not convinced as a consumer that you want to get this product, you will never pick up the phone to dial that 1-800 number, or you'll never click that buy now button on Amazon or whatever e-commerce website you're on, or you'll never get up off your couch to go to the store to buy the product. So that message, coupled with the product, coupled with the brand, coupled with all these components of the marketing mix, this will help you take that decision, get going to buy that product. Um,
Sorry,
one, go ahead.
there was a little break up there for a second. I didn't hear what you
Yeah,
said. I was saying that there's a lot of messages out there, and I can, you know, we can all probably give examples of messages that were not always very clear and or creative.
yeah, yeah, and especially with small businesses and small business owners, where they tend to try to do things themselves, and sometimes it's not as effective as if you have someone that is specialized in this. Larger organizations sometimes use creative agencies to put down their creative design, their creative message strategy, and everything. So these are larger organizations, and it shows you how important it is for these companies. So it is as important for smaller companies. Maybe they cannot quite afford having a creative agency to do that for them, but they need to work on that. They need to have somebody who is specialized in this and can come out with the right message. Because again, if you don't have the right message, then don't expect an action from your potential customer.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Now, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm listening. Go ahead.
So once that is done, and you've actually managed to entice them to take an action, the product, on the other hand, must live up to the expectations, because everything is leading to that product, right? All marketing communications should be promoting that product. So the product has to live up to the expectations. If the product is not good, and then the advertising spend has gone to waste. But the first step depends solely on the message.
Yeah. And you said it. I mean, you said it in the beginning. I mean, we talked about marketing is about communication. So if the message is not there, then people is just like, they don't pay attention. It's not compelling, the whole bit. So yeah, it's just boils down to communication.
Absolutely, and in order to make this message or this message strategy, in order to make it successful, there are a few aspects when you come to implement it. First, you want to define your USP, your unique selling proposition, which is basically, you want to know what makes you different, what makes your product different, what problems does it solve for your consumer. Why would your consumer choose your product over the others? That's the first thing. You need to define your USP, because this is something that you need to focus on in your messaging.
Mm-hmm.
So unique selling proposition, one thing. The other thing is the target audience again. And who's the message going to? Is it going to males? Is it going to males and females? Is it going to teens? Is it going to 20-year-olds? Is it going to people in a retirement age? Who is it going to? Because each one of them, you need to target them with a different type of message.
Mm-hmm.
What are their habits? Because their habits are different. Their buying behaviors are different. So again, who is your target audience? Because again, depending on the target audience, then the type of message will be formed. And one other thing, the third aspect of a successful creative message strategy also would be to tell a story rather than selling a product. Why your product exists? What does it mean to your customer? What does it mean to your company? So instead of actually, being very blunt about selling the product, it's better to tell a story. Show the customer how important this product is, how important this product can change their lives, their attitudes, how it can make a difference for them, rather than going hardcore sales.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, it's what is your goal? What do you want to achieve from that message? Is it to increase your sales? Is it to improve your brand positioning? Is it, what do you want to achieve? So that all these, defining the USP, target audience, tell a story, and then put what is your goal. These are the main aspects of a successful creative message strategy.
Mm-hmm. Let's go back to the telling of the story, because I've heard this many times, and I even can remember when I first started to formulate the whole structure of the business model for the Self-Achievement Network. Okay. And so it was all, tell a story, and I'm talking to myself like, I mean, I only have so many stories, I mean, we've got a lot of stories, but for me, and then it's like, when I came up with the idea of Person Behind the Passion, it was that it was all about the story. Right. So, so going back to, like, here's the name of the show here called Why It's Important. Why is the story so darn important?
One main reason is that people don't like to be sold to. That's the main thing. People do not like to be sold to. So, coming up in their faces like this, either you're like, either if it's a face-to-face conversation, if it's a message, if it's an ad on the TV, wherever it is, people typically do not like to be sold to. So it's better to sort of ease it up, you know, for them, not really give it to them like this in their faces. This is the main reason. The other thing is that the story talks about your product. It talks about how important it is, what it does for you as a company, as a provider, I mean. And it would tell them how it would solve their problems, how it
Mhm.
would make a change. um, yes, this can be a grocery item, and it can be a laptop, and it can be a car. It doesn't matter. It still needs to be. It's still going to change some aspect of their lives.
Mhm.
So you need to tell them why it's important, why this product is important,
Sure.
not really, give it to them as a sales item.
To me, this would be a really good topic to focus on how to formulate and create a story for a particular product, or the messaging part. So, like, just give a little plug for what I'm working on a project with a couple of our Self Achievement Network members, Angela and Saloni and Jane Moore. We opened a publishing company in England.
Okay.
And so, we're working in the background and formulating ideas and, putting this whole thing together. And it's going to come to a point where we are going to be like ready to start looking at the whole marketing, you know, thing, the whole marketing.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's like, and that's a big project right there. Um, so then let's just say that that's the thing. So we're going to be supporting people who want to write books,
Yes.
right, and get them published for them. It'd be
Hmm.
plain and simple. So just thinking out loud, as an example, using this as an example, what would a story be in
Um,
your opinion? Just
for
in general.
for a publishing house,
Yeah.
um, you can go about something about the enrichment of the culture and the thoughts and the ideas, and being connected to, I, I don't know, maybe because some books are related to history and some are related to politics and so on. So being connected, there probably there will be some of them. I maybe I don't have like an idea right now off the top of my head, but I can think of something and get back to you guys.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think I didn't mean to put you on the spot, and I was in the
Mhm.
beginning. I
No,
was
no.
thinking, well, it may be a different, but I couldn't think of a better example. So, I mean, for somebody like the average person that has an idea in their head. Maybe they've started writing a book and stopped because they couldn't finish it. So we're going to be doing some writing classes and things like that. But
Mhm.
then, I mean, somebody that is, they're the first time publisher, say, right? So there's
Mhm.
a story in that, like maybe going through the struggle of figuring out how to get a book from here to here, you know.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
there's a second time or a third time person, that has already had a book published, and that's a different story.
Yep. Um, you know what? Like the whole, we can do something like the whole concept of the publishing house. We can find a story for that, and then each genre or each book, to that matter, we can find a story for that as well.
Yeah.
That's Yeah. That's. I mean, I'd love to help. If there's anything I can do, yeah, I would love to help for sure.
All right. Well, we will have you, come in, because I know that there's going to be some workshops, and it would be great. We've even got now in the Self Achievement Network, in the main group, there are rooms set up, and one of them
Yes.
is the book room. There's a marketing room. There's a life plan room. So when we begin to get to that stage, maybe you can come on and
Would love
give
that.
us some pointers on
Yeah, I
like
would love that.
that'd be great. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Okay.
actually, we can do something else. We can do another why it's important, like you said, on the storyboard or the creating the story. Yeah, we can definitely have a topic discussion on that.
Yeah. And when you just said storyboard, I mean that's probably the strategic part of putting it, getting a piece of paper, and then so frame 1, frame 2, frame 3, and here's the story.
Yeah.
And or
Exactly.
doing interviews with people that have gone through the process of publishing. I mean, I've done it, and it wasn't an easy process. It took me, I'm ashamed to say, like almost 3 years to get it done. And some people are out there claiming, "Oh, get your book published in 60 days," and it's but there's a lot to think about. In other words, so
Absolutely.
use
Yeah,
people like Sherif who understands the whole process to be more effective. I think that's really what it boils down to.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that's a great idea, and like I said, I would love to help one day. So just let me know. Give me a buzz.
Okay, doke. All right, what
Um,
else we got on the?
so so yeah, we've thought of the aspects, or we've talked about the aspects of a successful creative strategy or creative message strategy. Now, once we've put all these together, then the next thing would be to create the message according to the company's messaging guidelines. And here you'll need to have all these 4 aspects, in addition to any slogans, any taglines. You want to choose the right tone of voice. You want, at the end, a clear focus on what you want to tell your customer. So that in the context of all these 4 aspects, plus these plus the tone of voice, and the taglines and the slogans and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Objectives can be many of the messaging. There could be many types of objectives. Maybe this is not the forum for them, but you can do messages for brand recall, for persuasion of a customer. Maybe if it's effective association, making the customer feel good, and sometimes the message is for scaring the customer into a certain action. So different objectives also, again, like I said, maybe this can be a topic for another discussion, but there are different objectives for the messaging strategy. But what I'd like to end with is that the message development is where the advertising and communication battle is won or lost. So this is the most important part. Yeah, I talked about planning, I talked about strategy, I talked about target market, I talked about many things. But when you come to the nitty-gritty and the like very minute details, the message thing is where the battle is won. Advertising and communications battle is won.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
And that's it.
So it's got to be all about the message.
Absolutely. It's all in the message.
Mm-hmm. In the communication. One more time.
In the communication. Very important. Marketing is about communication.
Oh, marketing 101. Page 1. Paragraph
Page
1. Sentence 1. Marketing is about communication.
Yeah.
The end. Oh, that's great. Thank you so much, Sherif. Once again.
My pleasure, as always.
I so appreciate it. And I know everybody here that watches and listens, they appreciate also. So thank you all for watching. If you have questions, I know we don't usually take questions, but if you have any, type them in. We'll be on again. I'm going to ask, are we going to be on again next Friday?
Yes, we'll do my best. Absolutely.
Okay. And yeah, and if anybody has any questions about any aspect of marketing, small business marketing, look them up. Yeah,
Please reach out to me.
Send them a DM or a PM. Which one is better?
What's a PM?
Private message, direct message.
Oh, okay.
Direct.
DM, PM. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. All
Either way,
good.
it works, as long
Yeah.
as it gets through to you. So you'll be tagged. And yeah, that's it for today. Okay, thank you so much again. And we'll see you guys all soon. We got lots of things coming up, and I'm gonna big announcement happening that we'll make on Sunday.
Really
So,
looking forward to that.
all right. Thank you,
Okay.
Sherif. Thank you, everyone.
Have a good
Take care.
weekend.
All of us here, remember to stay inspired and have fun. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.